So what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to do a little review since it's the time of the year, Halloween. We're going to do a review of Wulf and Batsy, issue number 7. And for those of you who are not familiar with how I do these types of videos, I always go to who the team is. In this case it's pretty simple because it's one person. Who the story and art, and of course the publisher. I give a brief synopsis and go to the breakdown. Do the good, bad and the ugly, after which we are giving this issue pretty similar to Tales from the Past, but in this case it's an indie book. We're giving it a score. We're going to do the good, bad and the ugly. I repeat myself, and then we get to the final score. That's going to be pretty old school. Like 10 out of 100 is 1 out of 10. And till 100 out of 100 is 10 out of 10. Which hardly happens. But I must say this one gets pretty close. So be careful for spoilers if you didn't read this yet. Go to the site of this particular creator and get yourself this issue. But beware, it's rated M for mature. So read when your kids are gone. That's all I have to say about this. And yeah, there might some things in this video that you might agree with or disagree with. And you expect me now to tell you that you're an person like a neo-Nazi or someone who put Pol Pot into power, for example. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to do that. Let's just try to keep it civil right now. I tried to walk away a bit from the drama. Although my previous video kind of addressed something briefly that happened. It happens sometimes. I'm not perfect. I try to walk away a bit. Away a bit from it. And just go back to the old school days where we could just discuss whether a comic is good or not, whether the genre is good or not, which character could be who, and is the writing good? Is the page layout good? Is the page to is the ratio good? Is there enough flow in it? Those are the questions we need to have. And of course, I come armed with. I put my finger in. There's some piece of paper in it. Some rusty notes because I like Captain Frugal. I try to do it a little bit old-fashioned. So without further ado, let's get into the team. And the team is quite simple. It's one, like I said, it's one guy. It's written and penciled, inked, etc. by Brian Barr, an American creator from the States, and was published originally under the Alterna Comics, not a small publisher, run by Peter Samedi, and for some reason, it's no longer in the catalog, but we'll get to that later. And eventually Brian Bach went his own way after they went away. They parted ways on good terms from what I've heard. So no fighting, etc. So now we get to the synopsis. It's basically simple. So if you don't want to be spoiled, click away right now. Wulf and Batsy attend a monster movie, and eventually they meet a failed actor who played gorillas in old movies. And the reaction, in combination from Hollywood and in combination with the audience, turned him into the Gorilla Suit Maniac, which you see right here. So we get into the breakdown immediately after I drink a sip of tea. My Earl Grey, and he's just watching. That's just a pumpkin that I bought for Oh, you ate one gourd. This one will be next. It's from the Untold Stories of Wulf and Batsy by Brian Boag, 2021. So case file: 9 million fear-born police debt to a suit maniac. So as you can see here, Wulf, who's basically a werewolf, and Batsy go on a night out to moet tripod a bit. To the revival theater to a monster movie, double feature with friends, where we're going to watch a movie with Frankenstein and Dracula, and there's some guy juggling with both knives and axes, and appears they already saw it once during the original theater run. Two old classics that I must have seen a dozen times in their original theatrical run. This time it's a double feature with the Dracula, the King of the Vampires, and Frankenstein. So yeah. Wulf tells Batsy find a good seat, make yourselves comfortable. Double feature fun, they're long. Oh, can we play my favorite cute movie watching game? What game is that? You know, the one where I lean back and relax, but it's just a playful excuse to slide my legs across your lap and you pretend you're to focus on the movie to notes, but eventually you slip my shoes off and fondle me in the dark for a couple of hours. In other words, she wants to have a taste of our little werewolf friend over there. Just to put it like that. Like to pay attention. Pretty please. Look, I wore my stripy tie-eye stockings, the ones I know you can't resist. How can you possibly keep your hands at them? You go ahead and relax, but my focus is on the movie. Okay, sure, yeah, but he is kind of distracted. She reminds me of one of my characters. Good stuff. But was good. And there was no way they were going to miss this. And yeah, it's like a nice couple. They're just watching the movie together. Decided to stay for a first film. And eventually they sit next to, and they notice there's another guy next to them. Hey Kevin, look over there. It's the poor old man sobbing. Who cares? Don't get involved. Hello, sir, are you okay? Thank you for your concern, young lady, but I'm fine. I'm sorry, mister, she's just noisy. Ignore her. I see tears in your eyes. Can you mind your own business? I could understand if the end of Frankenstein made you cry, but you weren't weeping until the start of the movie. So I thought something might be wrong. So yeah, she's genuinely concerned about the state of this old guy's mental being. I want to tell you who it is. You could already guess. You want to know why this movie makes me cry? Okay, fine, I'll tell you. See, it's a symbol of all my broken dreams. If I'd only been blessed with a little more luck, I might have been in it. My name is Ori Clayford. My epic tragedy began one Saturday afternoon in 1932. Oh my goodness. I'd love to hear all about it, Batsy. In other words, Kevin Wulf doesn't want to hear it, but Batsy wants to. He was a young man, and yeah. The old man tells a story. He was a good young man with a good job at the cinder block factory. He got out early that fateful afternoon and went to the theater. And he watched a Lon Chaney movie. He always thought he was great, but the actor who really grabbed the attention was Charles Gamora, who played Killer Gorilla. That simple illusion startled me. I knew it wasn't a real gorilla, but I could hardly believe it was a guy in a suit. It's true. Over the next week, I went back and saw the movie 2 more times just to re-experience Gamora's illusion, looking for the secret to his magic, but instead what I found was my own destiny. He would become the gorilla. So yeah, that's how. There's always a recipe for disaster. I say it right now, don't quit your day job. Just keep this as a side thing. And a week later, he quit it. But instead, he quit it a week later and he drove cross-country in his car to Los Angeles. And his son Vicente brought him into Santa Monica, the town that tries the hardest to resemble the glamorous California sold on postcards, but he's from the Midwest. He didn't know the difference, and let's just say California from the postcards it looks nice, but just like the Portland that I knew and the Oregon that I knew, it doesn't exist anymore. He paid too much to flop as soon as he could find an apartment smaller than his dad's tool shed. And next day he bought the phone book and the Thomas Guide, and yeah, he cruised over Hollywood Boulevard for custom shops and looked. He did some very cautious and very responsible corporate shopping, and he blew his last savings on the best gorilla suit he could find. And he watched the trade papers for casting calls, jungle movies, circus movies, anything where they might need actors to find gorillas. And it was a western called the Simian Trail, about cowboys fighting gorillas, where he decided to come in. And his gorilla suit to the audition, the casting agents were, but the casting agents didn't want nothing to do with it, and they would provide his own gorilla suits to whichever actors they hired. So he kept turned down, and he saw more movies come out with other gorillas or guys in gorilla suits basically. And he, eventually, this envy was eating him alive. It dawned on him that it was in the competition with his own hero, Charles Gamora. He snatched up all the best jobs, horror, movies, Savage Girls, serials, even Laurel and Hardy shorts. And he went further, and Wolf is like of Calvin. It was one of the best movies ever. Bet you can guess my favorite gorilla movie. I'll give you a hint. Started with Fay and the Giant Gorilla. Yes, movies like that are made with puppets and animation techniques, not real actors, in suits, very different from what Gamora was doing. I probably butchered the name. It kept the gorilla craze going, which was lucky for me, because right then in late 1933, when I was ready to give up and back home to Ohio, he finally got a break. They were making a sequel to Tarzan the Ape Man, and the picture was going to be, there was going to be a lot of gorillas in it, so he decided to, give it a shot. And he went to the casting call and didn't do his store-bought gorilla suit this time, and got the job. They kept changing the title during the films, it confused him, but it worked. And eventually they got a genuine movie studio gorilla suit that fit him right with and along with the special effects. And he saw how cheap that store-bought suit was. Logical, because it's more of like a thing for Carnival or something, or Halloween. And he played one of the bad gorillas who stood on a cliff and threw boulders at the natives. And Corgan, his boss, told him that he played the lead gorilla and sort of coached him in what to do. And one day they got lunch together with Mr. Weissmuller, the star of the picture. And there was a controversy on set. In the script, Jane was supposed to have a naked swimming scene, but it was the pre-code movie, and they made just before they told him that there should be no nudity in it, and Americans seem to have a problem with that till this day in certain aspects, especially when it's okay to show blood, but when you want to show a little bit of skin in comics, for example, unless they're mature, etc., they get the problem with it. And rooms start to come. There's all kinds of commotion, but the star, there Jane, or said to each, and she told him that they're not going to miss an opportunity just because some old stick in the mud has changed the rules, and eventually went through with it. And what a scene. And back in those freewheeling days, of course, everyone was allowed to watch and nobody cared. And he thought the Gorilla Suit Maniac, the old man thought this could be his breakthrough, lead to more roles, but when the movie came out, of course, what Hollywood often does, they keep the big names up and they remove the gorilla actors from the credits. They were more like stunt guys, basically. I did more auditions. I told every casting agent that I had just played the gorilla in a big Tarzan movie, but I couldn't prove it. So if you can't prove it, you don't make it pretty simple. And it crushed him on the weight of increasing failure and poverty. And they finally gave up and moved back to Ohio and back to his old job at the cinder block factory. He returned with one successful story to tell, and nobody believed him. Tell him that, have you seen the Tarzan movie? Sure, Ori is his name, by the way. And this is my story. Thanks for telling during the movie. I'll miss you. Clever, you should never give up on your dreams. That's what the Batsy tells him. And yeah, outside his theater, there was a strip mall where street performers were. We even saw a guy juggling sharp objects. You're better than that guy. And that happened. I say you should go home, Grams. Grab the gorilla suit, get suited and up and do your act right there for a whole new audience. But do you think people today would go for it? Of course, look at the silver screen. There's your hero, terrorizing Numble or Newville damsels in flimsy night gowns, just like a real gorilla. He never gave up on his dreams, and it worked. He tells him, "That's when I'm trapped in the prison of cruel reality, but in a gorilla suit, he's free to come, and his dreams come true." So he gets his suit, and he's going to give his best gorilla act. Oh, this could only go so wrong right now. And he goes his big comeback, and but one of the juggler tells him to move away. It tells me, yeah, that's right. I just went to my truck to grab some new sharp objects to juggle. People love it. My name is Ori. I do the gorilla act. Yeah, I can tell. I pose for tourist photos and get a lot of tips. Used to do my act in California. I even got discovered by Hollywood. Did you see the second Tarzan movie? Wow, Mama, what is a scary monkey head? Scared little boy. It's only a mask for pretend fun. It's fun. Yeah, sure. And he scares the kid, of course. That's not mine. I can tell you're very devoted to your act, but the monkey suit routine went out style years ago. Oh, I have to put the pumpkin closer. Listen, old man, I can tell you're very devoted to your act. Yeah, that's already said. The tough lock bell. Now get lost is my spot, and the juggler does his own routine, the state routine. Thanks for taking me out tonight. I always feel so turned on after a good movie. I'll look at the idiot. So when you think about it, all these street performer types are such losers. Need to find the real jobs. My accent is terrible. Couldn't make it in a real career, so this is all they can do. Pathetic, really. And eventually, instead of letting it slide, he doesn't have the mental strength to resist, and something in him snaps. And it's probably the most tragic part of this whole story. As the juggler balances the axe head on his nose, the Gorilla Suit Maniac is born. He grabs the axe from his suit from him, and slashes his face off and a part of his skull. Nothing left is his brains sticking out for everyone to see. Hey, what the? Kevin, look over there. The gorilla ant is committing mass murder. Wait a minute. And he slashes another guy in two. That's not a real gorilla. It's Ori Clayford. Oh boy. And he slashes another guy straight in the stomach or in his crotch. Hard to tell here because of the art style. We gotta stop him to protect those innocent humans. Kevin tells her, "No, to keep that murderous mayhem from attracting the cops. We are the only killers in this town." So basically, he's putting on his anti-hero role, which suits him. And the Gorilla Suit Maniac, like Ori Clayford, tells him that they ignored my act for years, but not tonight. I will knock them dead. Ori! And Kevin tells him to stop. Talk him, "Get out of here, Kevin. I used to spare you my simian wrath. Or you come to your senses. You once used the gorilla suit to entertain people. Now will you use it to destroy them? You don't know what it's like to be a man whose dreams force you to live as a beast. Wrong, Ori. My curse mirrors yours. For I'm a beast whose nightmares force me to live as a man." But during the night, during a full moon, you know what happens next. Then you should know better than to test me. And he shoves him aside into a candy shop. And let's just say Batsy's her feelings are kind of hurt. She thought we were a nice guy. She slashes at him. Just another self-absorbed actor. Yep. Naive child. My mask gives me protection. My insane mind gives me strength. And he turns him into a thrift store. She crashes through the window, and it's all guns blazing. In this case, her wings are spread, and she takes her more primordial form and goes on the offense. And there she goes. And yeah, fortunately, it doesn't do a lot of damage. And Kevin is watching in horror, but with the power of the full moon, he transforms into his beast form, his werewolf, as a werewolf, and he goes on the attack against the Gorilla Suit Maniac, or Clayford. So he slashes him. The Gorilla Suit Maniac attacks him, and let's say Wolf grabs him, Kevin, and throws Ori against a car. Smashes him against a car and rips his mask off. Tells him, and he loses shock, and yeah, but he submits eventually, knowing that he's defeated. And yeah, the police arrives, and Batsy tells Wolf to get the hell out of here, and to tell Or Clayford, aka the Gorilla Maniac, to freeze and to right remain silent. And he tells him that they whistle away. Really sneaky, but and he tells him that he only put a costume and pretend to be a beast. Those kids at the movie theaters, they were the real monsters. Yeah, sure, pal. You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say could be used against you in court. And this is no other. There's nothing different. So it's a tragic case of the Gorilla Suit Maniac. There's some some more show, some fake advertisement, some other things that I never heard about. That's the script. Some things on Indie Planet, some posts on Indie Book. And yeah, that's about it. So I get to my notes again and saying that, and we're going to discuss the good, bad, and the ugly that I've written down. Here you go. First of all, excellent cover. You know exactly what to expect, and it suits the theme along with the pumpkin. And there's a tragic backstory, plus it's self-contained, so you don't need to read previous issues to figure out what the hell's going on. So it's a great entry point. It starts at number 7, which is my favorite number. So yeah, there's a good balance between writing and illustration. So yeah, there's props to that. And there's blood flying around, enough blood flying around eventually. Yeah. And a lot of people, one of them loses his head, the other one gets his face slashed from his forehead. So yeah. And the quality of the paper, well, it's newsprint, so it's not the best quality, but it's also not the worst. It feels nice in your hands. I give him that. And now to the only minus or weak point is it takes some time to catch some steam, but eventually, once the action goes off, it will grow over time. So yeah, final score for this indie comic and self-contained story, I give it a solid 8. It was a fun read. Took a little time to catch steam, but once you, it's one that grows on you, and the rereading factor is high. So yeah. That's about it. So yeah, if you want to see me make more videos like this, leave a like and subscribe if you want to. And the next story is going to be an old-fashioned Flash story called The Flash of Two Worlds. So both Earth 1 and Earth 2 will be discussed and come together. Till then, proost. And yeah, happy Halloween.